Hi, welcome back to Retro Rats. And not many people other than the locals know that my daily is a little Suzuki Alto. Now, I bought this little Suzuki Alto with about 29,000 miles on the clock, and it's done us really proud, and it does get used a lot. I do about 200 miles a week locally. In the 2 years I've done 30,000 miles in it, so it does get used a lot. But something different happened. Come join us. So last night I had a meal with my partner and my boy, and yeah, came to give them a lift home and went to reverse off the driveway, and I honestly thought someone had moved a garden ornament or a stone onto the driveway or something, because it just felt like, you know, when you get something behind your tyre and behind the wheel and it just doesn't want to move. That's exactly what it felt like. No noise, nothing. Prepare yourselves. So there it is. There's my little Suzuki, my little works vehicle, and that's how it should look. And that's how it looks now. Don't worry about the tyre. I know loads of you got a comment about tyre. I had the tracking done about 4 weeks ago, and I put a brand new tyre on the other side. I had the tracking done, and they said to me I could run the tyre for a couple more weeks, as it had a bit of tread left, and then I'd change it for a new one just before I MOT it. Well, I was going to change it, ironically, tomorrow, but it's now going to get changed, I suppose, for parts. But there you go. Nobody knew that was coming. So it's damaged the bottom ball joint. It would have pulled that out. I think it's pulled my drive shaft. Certainly they'll have to assess for other damage. Yeah. Not good, eh? Not good at all. So that's the school. My car either went to sleep or it went into flight mode. You decide. So I'm a member of the AA, and they've helped us on several occasions of obviously having classics and an old camper van and stuff. Over the years they've been great, and they've come out and they've took one look at it and taken some photos, and they've said not covered. So what they've gone to do, well, it's covered, but what they mean is they've had to send all the photos to various garages to see who wants the job, and they say they can't recover it normally like on a truck. They're going to have to bring, I can only describe as, you know, when the DVLA bring those clamping vehicles out and they lift it from above. Well, they're saying that they're going to have to lift it from above, and that's not included. I've got the full works policy. I've got the highest AA policy you can get, and they still say that's a special case and that we're going to have to pay for the high lift. So as you can imagine, I'm pretty stressed at the moment, working part-time and trying to do what we do. I could do without the expense. I'm grateful, I'm very thankful. Had this happened on the dual carriageway, I went down to Warminster to get those bits the other day, and had anything like that happen, that could have potentially killed me. And could have threw me into another car, onto an oncoming truck. I could be not here now. So I have used one of my 9 lives, because literally I drove out for about 50 miles yesterday, pulled up here last night, nipped in to use the facilities, came back out and tried to reverse out the driveway, and it went. So I am very lucky, and I am very fortunate, so don't think I'm grumbling. I'm grateful I'm here. But So I'm going to give you an update through the day today to see what time the recovery comes, what kind of recovery they come, how much they think they're going to charge me, even though, like I say, I've got the full works. I've even got parts and labour policy. But is it going to cover it? Now, had I been doing the job at home, I know some of you would say, oh, you can get that strut for 60 quid, you can get the spring, you can do the bottom bit and that. I haven't got the know-how. I've never claimed to be a mechanic. A welder, yes, I can do the bodywork. I can do basic mechanics, and I suppose in some ways that is basic mechanics. But the problem being is it's not at my home, it's their driveway, and I haven't got the tools. And I've got full recovery with parts and labour. This vehicle is my works vehicle, it's covered. Let's see what comes of it. Oh, what a day. So I've been faffed around being told loads and loads of different recovery times, and they're still not coming. So that's a pain. I'm in the, well, I call it the Metro, but this is the Rover 100 because I needed to get some work done. And guess what? Just to add to today, I've picked up a nail this morning. So I'll show you that, and I'm going to have to go and get that sorted. And that tyre is brand spanking new. It happened to be the one that's a week old. Today, it's just doing my head in. There he is. But there's nothing coming out, no air coming out. So whether they can plug it or not, I don't know. It's a brand new tyre. I have to go and see. So I'm going to finish these couple of errands and then go to the tyre shop. Ah, that is the most unluckiest tyre.
It is punctured in such a way.
Well, it got me by today,
Yeah.
but never. It's only done 50 miles.
Yeah.
Oh, what a bugger. Oh well. Okay, so it's the next day, and I'm in a different car, and I didn't record the outcome yesterday because I was pretty wound up, pretty annoyed. The ins and outs of it were that the AA said that they couldn't recover it as normal. They needed one of those grabber trucks, a bit like the DVLA use, which makes sense, pick it up. So they told me 11 o'clock, which I took with a pinch of salt. At 12 o'clock they phoned me and said that they wouldn't be out to about 1:30, maybe 2 o'clock, and I said, well, I've got to go to work, so could you call me 15 minutes before I can leave work and meet you at the site, because I've got to get on with work. In the meantime, I went off to work in the Metro, the little Rover 100, and I ran an AO over. So that ruined the tyre. The tyre was not fixable. So that kind of screwed the day up as well. They didn't ring me. They just turned up with a contractor. So I had to rush across and meet them, and they were already there. They didn't send a specialist truck. They just sent a normal large recovery truck. And they wanted to basically put a chain on it and just drag it across the driveway that this has just been laid at that house. It's not my house where it's broke down. It's not fair that they should have their driveway damaged, dragging my vehicle across it, which would do a lot more damage to the vehicle. Anyway, that's me babbling. So we refused it. We said no, that's not the case. Then they said that they couldn't put a high lob down there because really they didn't have one available, and they didn't tell anyone. And also the guy decided that even if he was driving it, they didn't have 5 foot either side to put feet out. So I thought, well, that's a bit odd, because they pick cars up in terraced streets and stuff. They don't always have the room. I just don't think they wanted to do it. Then the final outcome was the AA parts and labour warranty that we pay for. I must state, we've used it in the past and they were very good. But now, they said they were going to take it to Halfords and assess it. Not that they were going to repair it, they were going to assess it. And if the chief mechanic decided that, no, it wasn't going to be done on that policy, then I'd have to pay for it. And I was like, so if it gets taken there, which is already going to destroy a driveway, dragging this vehicle across it, then, and you get it to Halfords and they don't want to fix it, I'm stuck with a car I can't move. And if they do fix it, you don't cover it on the policy, I'm stuck with a bill that they can make out of their head. So in the end, I just deemed it was so much better that they didn't take the vehicle. So the vehicle is still stuck on that driveway. They don't mind. They understand. Well, not much we can do, is there? And I've found an old school local mechanic. I haven't used him myself before, but members of the family have, and they've had no problems. So I went to see him. I showed him all the photos. I had a chat with him and his lad that works with him. They were enthusiastic, which I kind of felt good. So the outcome is they are coming out next week. They're going to jack the vehicle up. They're going to clamp it. They're going to grind it all back. They're going to weld the suspension back together temporary so that they can then gingerly drive it back the 1.5 miles to their garage. If it's not drivable, if their welding isn't successful, then obviously they can at least get it onto a tow dolly or something like that. And then they're going to get it on the ramp, and then the big shopping list happens, because I'm going to need to replace the struts on both sides. There's probably a damage to a drive shaft. If you're taking the drive shaft out, you must do the oil and everything, so it's going to be a big thing. And the MOT was the beginning of March, so I've told them, well, you've got it on the ramp, you might as well check it all over, and you know, we'll get the MOT sorted and stuff. So that's a big spanner in the works, because I'm about to break the Talbot that you would see in the channel very soon, and that will fund the restoration of Wilson the Rover. And the Mini that I'm sat in now has about 2 weeks MOT left, and I was organising that we can get this repaired, because this needs front ball joints and so on, and I was going to put that on the channel. That ain't going to happen, because now I've got to fix the Suzuki Alto. So yeah, 13 vehicles will become 12, and they're getting less and less on the road. So it's 2022 is becoming a challenge financially to keep these vehicles on the road. And the trouble with the silver one is that's my daily, that's the income earner. So yeah, and Peggy's Blue Mini is off the road at the moment because that has a coolant leak and a dead battery where she had a head injury and wasn't driving, and the exhaust is not good, so I need to work on that. So she's using the little Retro Metro, the 100, until I can get mine fixed, and then we'll take it from there. So it's a race between getting the silver one fixed now, then getting the yellow Mini fixed, and getting Wilson fixed, and then we can get on with the classics, because we need to get Olive the estate on the road, and obviously I've already bought the bits for the Moggy Miner, so that's, you know, we will do that. The Moggy Miner's just a case of been time, it's not been anything else. So yes, please stick with us, stick with the channel. We will get it all done. We will carry on exploring, and we've got some great stuff coming. So yes, and we've got a really interesting spray job coming up on the Transit, the Faith the camper van. That's being done hopefully this week, weather allowing. That's going to be fantastic. And today I've organised the opposite side, which you'll join me as I do the repairs on Faith the camper. She's also got an interior going in, so that will be interesting. So she gets spray job on one side this time. She gets a new inners next month, and then the following month she's going to get sprayed the opposite side, and this is all graffiti artwork, so stay with us. At least Faith the camper van is going to be good content. And yeah, so I will give you an update when we do the Silver Alto, and I'll give you an update on all the vehicles, and obviously the journeys that we do and the explorations that we do. So stay with us, stay safe, stay retro. Catch you on the next video, guys. Thanks very much.